Yo, yo, yo. What up, YouTubers? Thanks for supporting, watching the channel. My son said the same thing too. He look a little cranky right now. He might take a nap soon. But I want to share with y'all this video I saw on Instagram and this other video I saw on YouTube, basically on the Bill Cosby situation.
The Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned actor Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction, and he was subsequently released from prison after serving 3 years of his 3 to 10-year sentence. He was in prison after being convicted on charges of drugging and sexually assaulting Temple University sports administrator Andrea Constand in 2004. As the Associated Press noted, a split court found that Cosby's initial trial was unfair, given that the prosecutor who arrested Cosby, District Attorney Kevin Steele, was supposed to uphold a promise that his predecessor made that the actor wouldn't be charged. However, the outlet reports that there was no evidence the promise was in writing, and so the court ruled in 2021 that Cosby was allegedly operating under the impression that the promise would hold when he was arrested in 2015, just days before the statute of limitations would run out on the civil charge, and he reportedly gave incriminating evidence against himself at his trial. The court ruled that Cosby's conviction was an affront to fundamental fairness, particularly when it results in a criminal prosecution that was foregone for more than a decade.
Today, innocence came to Mr. Cosby.
Cosby's conviction and the misconduct accusations that 60 different women have leveled against him in total shattered his reputation and severed his ties with many of his longtime friends and co-stars. One of those stars, however, Phylicia Rashād, who played his wife on the long-running sitcom The Cosby Show, spoke out on Twitter after his release, and her response greatly upset fans. After news broke that Cosby would be released from prison, Rashād tweeted, "Finally, a terrible wrong is being righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected." Rashād has supported her former co-star for years, alleging that Cosby was being charged in the court of public opinion long before the case even landed in an actual court. As she told ABC News in 2015, "There is the Constitution of the United States, which ensures innocence until proof of guilt, and that has not happened. But what has happened is declaration in the media of guilt, without proof, and a legacy is being destroyed because of it. This is not about the women. This is about something else. This is about the obliteration of a legacy." It's clear that Rashād now feels her friend has been vindicated, but the internet is furious with her response. SVU criminal intent showrunner Warren Light posted on Twitter, "So the dozens of women who came forward all lied. Horrible enablers take from Phylicia Rashād." Another user posted, "This is a straight-up garbage tweet from Phylicia Rashād." Others are deeply concerned about her new role as Dean of the College of Fine Arts at Howard University. One post read, "I shudder for the safety of all of the women and all students, frankly, at Howard University if this is the public position being taken by an HU dean regarding a man with 50-plus known accusers." Rashād, who graduated from the private, federally chartered college in Washington, D.C. in 1970, was announced as the school's new dean in May 2021. One former student expressed her frustration on the social media platform and provided a link for resources, posting, "As a Howard University School of Fine Arts alum and as a survivor, this tweet from Phylicia Rashād is disappointing. I hope we can have a dean who believes and respects survivors." Just hours after the Cosby Show alum caused an uproar for calling Cosby's controversial early release from prison a corrected miscarriage of justice, Rashād took to Twitter to clear up her message, posting, "I fully support survivors of sexual assault coming forward. My post was in no way intended to be insensitive to their truth. Personally, I know from friends and family that such abuse has lifelong residual effects." Rashād concluded her tweet by saying her heartfelt wish is for healing. But Twitter users didn't hold back when speaking out against the star's semi-apology. One tweet read, in part, "Healing looks like justice. Your friend drugged and abused over 50 women. I'm so disappointed." Other Twitter users suggested Rashād's role as the incoming dean of Howard University be reviewed and reconsidered, posting, "It was more than insensitive."
We forgot what that term meant. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. The bimbos come to the party, they hang out, they get drunk, they snort lines of blow, and they have a good time. They use the hall closets to give head, the bathrooms to get down, and you go in to get your coat off of the bed, and they're laying on top of it doing somebody. See, that's what that's about. So,
yeah,
I mean, let's not get sanctimonious. It has to be consensual, though. 30, 40, 50 years after something was in big-time style. When this stuff started out, the sexual revolution was going on. And a lot of women got into it deeply.
Okay, but so there's two things you raised. But first, let's talk about Bill Cosby. We can talk about the women, but let's talk about Bill Cosby. Let's talk about Bill Cosby for a second, because that's the person we're talking about. My question was, is there room to what did he do? Well, according to the deposition, he gave women pills, and in one deposition, he specifically said he didn't know whether.
Force it down their throat,
no, let me finish.
He didn't take advantage of them. Look at that interview Whoopi Goldberg did with that model Johnson. Whoopi got all said, wait a minute, you're trying to tell me that
hold on, Judge, let me ask the question.
Found out you were high, he called a cab, took the elevator down with you, put you in the cab, paid your fare, tipped the man, and sent you home because you were high? So what did he do?
So in one deposition, so Judge, in one deposition specifically, when he was asked the question, was he sure that the woman was sober enough to consent? He said, "I don't know." But there's a bigger question here: is if someone willingly takes pills and becomes high and drunk, can they legally consent?
Sometimes you can. Used to be you could. They had a change in there back 25 years ago when they were saying, no, you can't. But before that, basically, you could. That's why they told you.
But we're talking about the law. So then, Judge, again, since you're saying we should appeal to the law, if the law says that you can't be
intoxication, where you did something to them they didn't consent to. See, that's when that law started changing from you got yourself drunk, you're responsible to know the bartender's responsible because he lets you get drunk. That's when that change started coming
Bill
about.
Cosby's admitting, Bill Cosby's admitting to giving women alcohol and pills for the purpose of having sex, and if by the law you can't consent if you're drunk or high.
You go out to dinner or you have a party or something. So
yeah, but that's not the same. That's irrelevant, Judge.
Because they do something they would have done anyway. A whole lot of them I knew back in the years would take
sexual
drugs,
assault, Judge.
particularly Quaaludes. They did that a lot. I had a lot of female clients I had to get out of messes because they had a fondness for Quaaludes. It's not cool,
yeah, but it's okay to take.
Don't you bear any responsibility for this, especially if you keep going back?
So, Judge, let me. I want to lay this out plainly, just so, and I'll give you a chance to respond. I'll even give you the last word. If you give someone drugs and alcohol, even if they want to take the drugs and alcohol, if they get to a point where they are inebriated, where they are high or drunk, you cannot have sex with them. It is not sex; it becomes rape. And even by the legal standard that you're saying we should appeal to,
that's only the law in certain states. It's not for every state. And it goes into the same philosophy. It goes into the same thing. I didn't know I was going to get that drunk, so it ain't my fault I got a DUI and killed somebody. How you think that's going to float?
Right, but the difference is the drunk person has a responsibility to
on the East Coast who want a new
category. The drunk person has a responsibility not to get into the car.
It's called rape by
seduction. The drunk person does not have a responsibility not to get into the responsibility.
And you decide to have a good meal, linen, candlelight, wine, dine. You go for a walk in the park, my place or yours. Get over there, kissy, kissy, poo, seduction, clothes come off. Everybody has a good time. This crowd wants that to be called
everybody isn't having a good time. One person's being assaulted. Right, but what I'm saying, Judge, and I got to run.
See, that's the point. He never admitted to what he did was accused of, which is
how many people in your court admitted to what they did
All
that were
did
guilty?
Was they asked for it, I supplied it. They wanted it.
Okay,
that's like put some candles on and some incense when we do it. Let's go out and have a fine meal. Some Pinot Noir, some Cabernet Sauvignon,
giving somebody
to go with the prime rib and the lobster. And then we, after we leave the 5-star restaurant, we got a nice walk in the park.
This honestly is, with all due respect, is the most disturbing interview I've ever had in my life.
No, but see, you are into this thing where everybody's got to be protected. This society does not work when the society's obligation is to protect somebody from being stupid. You protect somebody's rights.
To protect somebody from being raped, but we got to go, Judge Joe Brown. We can have a conversation, but I got to run commercial breaks. I'm way past commercial breaks.
Just like you can't protect somebody from liability for killing someone in a fatal DUI because the bartender didn't stop
I got
serving
you.
them when they kept asking.
Unfortunately, I got to run.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really know. It's definitely gonna be a big deal that he home between a lot of people. Like, it's gonna be a big deal. Definitely a big deal. But thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.